Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Douglas Murray has finally broken his silence in regards to the huge controversy that blew up the internet over the weekend because Douglas appeared on Joe Rogan's podcast and happened to debate and call out Joe Rogan and then also try and debate the likes of Dave Smith. And the internet obviously did what the internet does best. It blew up. X was going crazy. I made several reactionary videos of my personal takes because I happen to really enjoy Douglas Murray. And I'll be making another video about the media's response because that is also very interesting to hear what the media has to say about lots of personal bias. And I, in one of my reaction videos, I understood, and I said that I understood where Dave Smith was coming from, but I thought that where Douglas was coming from was a lot better because Douglas did something that no one has really dared to do thus far, and that is call out Joe Rogan for hosting a lot of these pseudo-historian types and people that don't really have a basis in reality or truth. They're just sharing their opinion, let's say, and their opinion is one thing entirely, but the truth is another thing altogether. That it's their opinion is over here. It's kind of crazy, and it's like they've taken the entire bottle of red pills instead of just one, as Michael Malice so often says. You know, like they've gone completely onto the crazy end of the right. And it's become what we now call the woke right, which is rather interesting. I'll be explaining that a little bit more in another video. But one of the things that I like about Douglas Murray is that he doesn't labor on things like this. He doesn't, feel the need to defend himself because he had one bad performance. Not that I'm saying that he did have a bad performance, but he just gets on with it. He moves on. And whereas Dave Smith, he labored on so many points. He tried to use it as a way to dismantle and belittle Murray even more. Like that to me shows Dave Smith's character versus Douglas Murray's character. And one of the things that I have said that I like a lot about Douglas Murray is that he's a man of integrity, he's a man of character, and a man of principle. And I do not see, and even in this clip that you're about to watch, he doesn't attack, he doesn't call out Dave Smith again, he doesn't call out Joe Rogan at all. He goes to exactly explaining the thing that he was trying to explain in Joe Rogan that seemingly lots of people missed. Have a watch.
The Joe Rogan thing, it's interesting. It seems to have sort of blown up. I don't really keep an eye on that kind of thing, but I gather some people just don't understand the point I was trying to make, which was I love Joe, he's a friend, but for the last 18 months, 2 years, he's had almost no voices in who are supportive of the Ukrainian people, only people who just talk about Ukrainian corruption are much more fine to talk about, but at some point it looks kind of one-sided. Same with Israel and Hamas. He's invited all these conspiracy theorists on, and I'm afraid I just don't think he's invited enough people on with the other side, with the other view. With the facts. And the one I really mind, which I highlighted there, is he's been inviting, as various other people have on the American right, he's been inviting on these people who don't call themselves historians but pretend they're historians, and then they actually call themselves historians and then they're not. And I'll tell you that, Julia, it goes back to a point I made in the last book about the war on the West. The left came for Churchill because they knew that for us in Britain, he's our hero, because he's the figure who our grandparents rallied to and who got
He's
them
the reason
through.
we don't speak German.
He's the reason
that
Nazism didn't overwhelm all of us in the 1940s. Sure, Churchill didn't solve every problem for all time, but he solved the problem of his time. Now, the left used to go for Churchill. Now the right is going for Churchill in America. And I just cannot sit by and not point out, if you're diminishing the crimes of Adolf Hitler, and you're diminishing what happened in the Second World War against the Jewish people and against us, and you are attacking our wartime leader, you are on the wrong side.
It's just that simple.
It's that simple.
Okay.
And I wanted to point it out because it's not pointed out enough now in America. But, other people have holy places, so do we. You don't come for our holy places in Britain.
Absolutely.
Douglas could have quite easily tried to smear and damage Dave Smith's reputation, but I think Dave Smith has already done a good job at that. So Douglas is smart enough to realize he doesn't need to get into that. All he needs to do is explain once again what I think a lot of people have missed in what he was trying to do on Joe Rogan. Okay. And what lots of people on coming into the defense of Joe and coming to the defense of Dave Smith and starting attacking Douglas Murray. And Douglas gone, yes, it's kind of blown up, hasn't it? Didn't intend for it to blow up the way that it has, but that's just exactly what lots of people on the proverbial woke right do. They defend some things that are indefensible, and that's exactly what the woke left do. It's like there's no difference. And we need to be very, very careful of this. Like when you have actual facts and historical evidence, and then you have these other people that come in, these bad faith actors, so to speak, and they try and dismantle the truth. Exactly what the left do. They're still woke dingbats. The woke right versus the woke left. James Lindsay is a very big proponent on the woke right. He knows exactly what these people do. And it's kind of like when you have this opinion, so to speak, and you think your opinion is right, but in reality, it's not right. You can still have your opinion. It doesn't give you access, though, to the biggest audience, or it shouldn't give you access to the biggest audience in the world. And that's all Douglas was trying to point out, that lots of people missed. And they started attacking him. They started belittling him. They're continuing to do it now. They're like, oh, I cannot stand Douglas because he's too pompous. Even the video that I made yesterday showing the receipts, I showed the receipts of exactly what Daryl Cooper has said that Joe and Dave defended. They were saying that Daryl Cooper has not said that Churchill was the villain of World War II. When you have the receipt of him actually saying why he believes that Churchill was the villain of World War II, it wasn't hyperbolic, which is exactly what Dave Smith tried to point people away from. Oh, it was definitely hyperbolic. No, it wasn't. Nothing of the sort. It wasn't a joke. He said it. And to these people that try and defend the almost indefensible, right? You need someone courageous enough to go, that's not right. And here's why it's not right. You're being delusional. You're being a delusional dingbat. Stop it. Come to the truth. Lots of people were going, oh, he's wrong. Douglas is wrong. When the receipts are right there. These people, it amazes me. It truly amazes me. It doesn't matter if the truth is slapping them in the face, just like the left. They are so convinced that their person is like a saint almost, and they will go to their grave defending what shouldn't be defended. And Douglas is now on the firing line because he called out and he pointed out actual realities that are going on that are dangerous to a healthy, functioning society. And I want to be on the side of a healthy, functioning society, and not on the side where you've got people that are leading everyone astray, going after Churchill, and then subduing and going, oh, no, it's all the Jews' fault. World War II was actually the Jews' fault. Hitler wasn't actually anti-Semitic at all. That kind of information is dangerous. Doesn't mean you can't say it. You can definitely say it. I'm not stopping people from saying it. It just means that you're not going to be given the #1 platform in the world to spread it. And if it is going to be spread that way, because we can't control that, unfortunately, we also have a responsibility as podcasters to do the right thing and tell the truth. Joe has that responsibility. And I'm glad that Douglas actually had the courage to call him out on it. And, well, thing is, Joe got defensive. Dave got defensive. They get defensive when they get caught out. And maybe in the future, we'll see what happens. But I personally do not like these bad faith actors that are coming out, claiming to be conservatives, but really they're just charlatans, wolves in sheep's clothing, as it would seem. They're no different from the left, but yet they go, oh, we are different from the left. And then they'll call out other people that act like they are of the left, but it's so, for me at least, when I'm looking at it, my brain hurts so much because you can see what they're doing. They're being so provocative, and it's just leading people, vulnerable minds, astray. And people have got to wake up and go, there's an old saying that I absolutely love. Don't go left, don't go right, go deeper into Jesus. Here's the truth. Here's the way, the truth, and the life. Go towards him. There is actual facts and actual evidence. Go towards that as well. Don't go towards these delusional, crazy fantasy-like things. Like, honestly, do yourself a favor for once, maybe. So anyway, first they come for Churchill, now they come for Douglas Murray. Who else? Probably come for me next. That's exactly what's been happening. Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.